Hi and welcome to this video. Moving very much with the theme of all of the videos we seem to be doing at the moment. It's another topical theme, but with a message which I hope helps you, because it's a really tough time at the moment, and a lot of people are asking us to help them find work, and some of the most interesting candidates that have ever crossed my path in the 15 years that I've been in the industry, and I think one in particular has really made me think, wow, and that's going to be the lead topic for this video. And leading from that, I want to talk to you about how you can adapt certain things for yourself. So hopefully it helps. So in light of what I've just explained there a little bit, over the last, let's say 3 months, since June the 1st basically, we have had some of the most outstanding candidates of my career come through the door here at this building, or in any building. One in particular really got me thinking, and that was a former pilot. I won't tell you who he was a pilot for, but it was one of the more respectable aircrafts in the country, and he's just contacted us to ask him to find him and support him with his journey back into work. Naturally, it's an industry that's been hit very, very hard, and we all know that through the fact that most of us can't go on a holiday we'd like to go on, or have one cancelled, etc. But for these guys, it's a way of life, and it's by grounding those aircrafts, this person doesn't have a job. He was furloughed originally, but in his view, the cuts in the industry are going to be so significant that there'll be less than 50% of the aircraft that we normally see in the air, based on the fact that people are not going to want to do as much travel, and that is going to have an effect on his livelihood. Now, as a pilot, I'm sure you can imagine, he even self-confessed the fact that he isn't short of finances and things like that over the years. He's been fortunate to have, fortunate to have a great job, but equally probably deserved with all the training that goes into that. But explained that potentially he would be looking for something more low level. When I say that, it's not in a derogatory term, but obviously we're not all pilots, and I can put my hand up and say that's something I would have loved to have done. But the fact is that he was quite interested in the role we had as a multi-drop delivery driver. Now, I mean, the first thing that went through my mind is, how is that possible? How could you go from being a pilot to a multi-drop delivery driver? Is that not sort of, I mean, we get a lot of people that just say that wouldn't be something they'd be interested in. So this particular person had a mindset of, actually, I enjoy working, I enjoy interacting with people, I enjoy the idea of doing something that's got some sort of fulfillment. So he felt as if that was a role he'd like to be put forward for. So lo and behold, we have put him forward. An outstanding candidate as a person. But what made me think, wow, that's both a sign of the times, but most importantly, the reason that we felt he would still be quite successful, useful to our clients, is the side of the transferable skills that this person has developed over the years. He'd be great with customers, he'd be reassuring, he would be certainly, in terms of obviously delivering, it's logistical still, and there were lots of different things. Customer service was definitely the one that stood out within the idea of obviously working for such a prestigious client. So we started talking to him about his transferable skills, and he listed off an absolute list of things. I haven't got them to hand right now, but it made me go, wow, that's really good. And that's where I want to bring this video back to, and to you, is to say, transferable skills are something I think a lot of people don't consider when employing enough. Certainly don't consider them enough. But I think some of the times the reason they're not considered as much is because I don't think people highlight them enough in their CV or in their cover letters or when applying. I think a lot of people will say things like, I've got time served in this, I've done that, I know I've got experience in this. But I don't think they'll say, actually, I worked with this type of customer, they were difficult to deal with, or they were, it was front facing, and we were interactive, and I had to show them this, show them that, and obviously make sure that their experience was great. Well, that's something that if you were going into, say, a sales job from a customer service job, actually there's a hell of a lot of transferable skills, but do you highlight them enough? And that's where this video is linked to. It's back on yourself, and I want you to have a look at your CV and go and look at your job that you've listed on a separate piece of paper and actually really drill down into what it is that you've done in that job role. Did you have experience in something which you thought was worthless being on your CV, or on a CV, one of your 4 or 5 CVs, hopefully, if you're that way inclined to obviously apply for a few different roles, but certainly specifying the things that you've done, it might just trigger an employer to think, oh, actually, they haven't directly done that role, but if they've done that, then perhaps they would have the skills to do it. And that's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about transferring skills that you've developed over time, or in roles that you've been involved with, or companies that you've worked for, and actually think about how that could be useful and who it could be useful for. So if you've worked in a, let's just use Wicks building supplies, let's use them, and you're wanting to get into the construction industry, but the link is difficult to actually go from working as a customer service in construction to actually go directly into some sort of construction work, then the chances are you've worked with a lot of the materials, you understand what the materials are for, you know what sort of lengths are used for different types of works, and it could be materials, it could be an understanding of how to build something or construct something. You've got that skill, you're halfway there. And I want you to just think about that, because I think it will help a lot of you. Because going back to the purpose of this gentleman applying for the role that he did, he made a valid case for the fact that we shouldn't discard him or think he's too overqualified, because he made it clear that the financial purpose of it wasn't the be-all and end-all. He made it very clear that he felt he had the skills, and these are the reasons why, and it made me think, this could be you. So I hope this video is helpful. Think about it. Don't just apply for something on the back of a whim or a thought, or I've seen that, I might just chuck my CV through the door. Make your CV stand out. Make you look the perfect candidate for the role. Best wishes. Any questions or interaction for this video, please feel free to come back to us. Delighted to hear from you. Take care.